And welcome back to the WHHI Daily News. Wendy Cummings has joined us once again. As you know, she is a school nurse with Cross Schools. And we're talking today about allergies, about sore throats and sneezing and headaches and everything that is going on with the pollen and spring. So Wendy, how is it affecting our kids?
So good morning. I obviously here as a school nurse, I am seeing tons of nasal congestion, coughing, tired, headaches, scratchy, itchy, or sore throat, sinus pressure, all of these things coming in. And of course, we know those are all symptoms of your other viruses, colds, and whatnot. But
Right.
They are also plagues of the seasonal allergies. And right now, pollen is at an all-time high. And we can see it on our cars. We can see it on the roadways. We may not see it in the air. And children especially spend a lot of time outdoors, may not always wash their hands as often. They're constantly touching their face, rubbing their eyes. So we are seeing lots of what we think are the symptoms of seasonal allergies. So a few things, how can we help? We can't make the pollen stop, obviously. Staying inside, it is beautiful outside, and we all are loving this taste of spring and warmth. But staying inside, especially when it's dry and windy, and that pollen is floating all around. If you can't stay outside, when you do come inside, wash your hands, change clothes. You've got that pollen, especially children who are rolling around in the grass, playing football, picking up the balls and things off the ground. Change your clothes, maybe even grab a quick shower if that's possible. At school, obviously that's not possible, but at school, have your children wash their hands. I think most teachers encourage that anyway, but just teach them at home that whenever they're coming in from outside, if they can ask to wash their hands. We all want that breath of fresh air with this wonderful spring-like weather, so it's tempting to throw those windows open, ride in the car with your windows down, but let's keep them closed until we see a little less of the yellow stuff.
So Wendy, let me ask you, if it's simply allergies, can a child go to school with, do they really need to stay home with allergies?
No, rule of thumb, obviously if your child does not feel well, you can tell, but rule of thumb for us is fever. Fever is a great indicator. Fever, vomiting, and diarrhea are the three that typically get sent home. But there are things that you can do to help minimize it or to help them. Always reach out to your pediatrician to check. We talked a little bit before about over-the-counter medications, and we'll talk more about that maybe next time. But antihistamines, decongestants, all those things that can help your child feel more comfortable to get through their school day. Hydration. I talk about it with everything, but it is so key. Hydrating, keeping those, your body filled with good, clean water. But things like antihistamines and decongestants, saline rinses through the nose, something as simple as that can also help with allergies. So those are all things that you can do to help keep your child comfortable and keep them at school. And just let your school nurse know that your child seems to be suffering with some allergies, and they will work together with you to try to keep them at school or send them home if that's needed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Wendy. You always give such great information. Really appreciate your time today. Wendy Cummings, school nurse with Cross Schools. Thanks, Wendy.